You guys are recording.
Okay.
No rush.
You got glasses now?
Yes.
You feel better?
I do.
Good.
My
Good.
eye condoms.
Oh,
Protection
yes.
for the balls
There you go.
of the head.
I heard Theo Von say that.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he said, your eyes are the balls of your head.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Man, that's parallel thought because I did not hear him say that. So
Yeah.
that means I'm on a good path.
Yep. He said, you ever got kicked in the balls and then you just stare somebody in their eyes? Yeah, it's like that. he said, your eyes are the balls of your head.
That is crazy.
Well, if you think about it, your nose is the dick of your head.
Oh, yeah.
So you got two balls and a dick.
Yeah, because the fluid that comes out of your nose is kind of
If you think of the parallels of the penis and balls and the nose and the eyes, you see what I'm saying? Snot comes out of your nose.
I've never thought about
and
that.
it pokes out.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
sticks
saying?
out.
Saying that your eyes are brown like balls.
Both smell.
They both. I'm trying to think of like, you get like your little, you get the sweat on your balls. That's what your eye boogers are. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay.
Very good.
All right. Welcome, everybody, to the Follow D Money podcast. We have entered season 5, and this season I'm bringing out all my friends, all the heavy hitters, and today I have not let y'all down. I brought my boy from one of my favorite podcasts, the Harder Brunch podcast, half of the show. I didn't get Dyke this time because he was there. He was on like 2 seasons ago. This time I got Thad McKee.
Hey, slappy pappy wham wham. Yeah.
I asked you to do that and you did it.
I did it.
I'm so happy that
I
you did
came
that.
and I delivered. Let me first just say this.
Yeah, please.
I respect you so much.
What?
So let's just do a 3-minute moment of silence. No, not 3 minutes. 3 seconds.
Okay.
And I'm just going to show you respect.
Okay.
Because I love messing with you through the past, year and a half or so. I've got to know you better.
Yep.
And I'm like, salute. I love what you're doing. And I'm happy to be here. Very honored. So here's the 3 seconds.
Okay.
Bow my head.
Okay.
And there it is. That's
All
for
right.
you.
Thank you.
I don't do that for people.
You know what I don't do?
What?
Dress in unison for people.
Well, I feel like we're twins.
We are twins.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
DeVito.
DeVito? I thought it was Libido. Danny Libido.
Danny Libido. Am I Danny Libido?
Yeah, you're Danny Libido.
And you are Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, of course.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
That's what I think everybody would say.
Why does Arnold Schwarzenegger's name sound offensive?
I don't know. I don't know, but you have me
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, it's very inward heavy. They don't care about that there. You have me turn on a road here that was Nigaton.
Nigaton? Yeah,
it's KNIGHTON or something like that.
That's Knighton.
Is it Knighton? Is that I've been saying it wrong?
It's not Nigaton.
I'm like, I gotta turn down this road, Nigaton. I thought it was Nigaton. I thought the H was silent.
Well, in your head it was.
But here's the thing, because I have a Siri and I turned it to be English. So it sometimes says the roads kind of wrong.
Yeah.
And it said, turn on Nigaton. I was like, whoa, wait a second. Like, where am I going right now?
Maybe they said, turn here, Nigaton.
Yeah, I was like, I thought I was going to the north. There should be no Nigaton roads.
Well, that's one way to start this damn podcast.
This is the old north.
This is the old north.
Yeah. Are you from the north? In Indianapolis?
I'm from the south of Indianapolis.
Oh.
I'm south side.
So you have to drive like 40 minutes to this place.
I do.
That's word.
I do.
I respect that.
Yeah, it's a hustle.
Yeah, podcast, people don't understand how much of a hustle it is.
It is a hustle.
It seems easy, but you got all these cameras.
Yeah.
I just burped. Sorry, that's disrespect. You know what? I don't respect you. I'm just going to burp on your podcast the whole time.
There is no respect.
No, but
wait a minute. You did Danny Dangerfield, Rodney Dangerfield. That's what you said. No respect.
No respect.
You did a good job.
Thank you so much.
You did a good job with that.
I was happy with the views. I'm like, okay, people want to see a black Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, man, I enjoyed that.
So I'm going to give it to him.
Please, I'm glad you did. That You have an interesting story. You were born in the DR, right?
I was born in Haiti.
Haiti.
Yeah.
They hate each other, right?
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, so I said the wrong one. It's kind of like
you disrespected me on purpose.
Yeah, well, you made me wear a red shirt too. So there it is.
Yeah, I was born in Haiti.
Yeah.
I was adopted at 10 months old by a white family.
Obviously.
Obviously. I'm rich. So I'm doing good. I got that white privilege going on. But the cops did not see that yet. I didn't get a card.
Yeah.
So when they pulled me over, they're like,
you don't have a white card?
I don't.
Damn.
You don't get listen, if you're black, you don't get a white card. There's no white pass. Like,
Damn.
Like I could say cracker, like with a soft day.
Yeah.
But I don't have a white pass.
Okay.
Because when you're black, you understand people see you as black, no matter where you grew up, what your education was, what your lack of education was.
Yep.
You're just black. You get put in a box no matter what. And I'm here to say I'm trying to get out of the box.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Just be yourself.
Yep.
Be yourself. I don't have to act like anybody else. One of the biggest things I've learned over the years is not to be codependent. I'm not dependent on your thought process of who I am or where you're putting me, but I'm just trying to be myself. And then once I started doing that, I stopped caring about what people thought. And that could be bad too. There's a spectrum of caring about what people think.
Yeah.
But
were you always the kind of funny guy or class clown type?
Yeah. I mean, I remember in middle school, I sat with my best friends and that was the funnest time. I would just sit there at the table and laugh.
Yeah.
We would just make jokes and be crying. Like sometimes we wouldn't even eat because we were laughing so hard. And I was like, if I could cage this up and carry this with me for the rest of my life, then I'm going to be good.
Right.
And, yeah.
And you decided to take all that funny and become a teacher.
Yeah, that is not what I decided to do. Someone asked me to be a teacher, like, "Hey, you wanna do this job where you get the summers off?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, okay.
Because I'm a comedian at first. I moved to Indianapolis in 2016 to do comedy. I was like, you know what, I got to do something with my life. At the time, I was a janitor.
Damn.
Helping out this pregnant lady before she left, and I took over her job. And I'm just listening to J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar sweeping up. I'm like, what could I do? How can I get inspired to do my fulfillment?
Yeah.
And something just hit me one day. I'm like, I gotta do comedy.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I'm the best at. Like a lot of people go out and try to do things to make money or do this or do that. I just want to do something that I'm the best at.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring me joy.
Yep. So where did being a teacher fall in?
I mean, literally one of my friends, he was like, hey, like we got an open spot. Do you want to, help teach? Because I grew up like working with like kids and all that stuff. So like that wasn't something that I wasn't privy to or understanding. Back when I was younger, I used to work for a detention center pretty much where like some of the worst kids of Indiana would go because the court deemed them, hey, you got to live here because you can't live with your parents. Yep. And so I had to take care of that, which was a very hard job. I saw some of the worst things ever there. And that actually broke off any callous. Hey, we had to make it funny. You had to laugh at some of the stuff that you saw and some of the things you heard just to cope. Yep. So laughing and being funny is a coping mechanism.
It is. You said that you came to Indiana to fulfill your dream of comedy.
Yep, 2016, I said, I'm doing comedy.
But why did you pick Indianapolis?
Well, Fort Wayne was where I was the closest to.
Yep.
I was like, I don't think I'm going to make it in Fort Wayne. So let me go to a bigger city. And I said Indianapolis. Now, if I was going back, I probably should have thought New York. Yeah. But even looking at the landscape and everything that's going on after the pandemic, I'm glad I didn't pick New York. And I'm glad I picked Indianapolis because I love it. If you know anything about me, I love Indianapolis.
You do.
I ride hard for it. You know, they call it the flyover city. I don't think it's the flyover. It's the best kept secret.
It's still the flyover city.
Oh, well, you work in flight, so you should know.
But it is once you tap into Indianapolis, it is a hidden gem.
Yes,
100%.
Hidden gem.
Hidden gem.
Where else do you want to go? I've done so many cool things here. that I've never done in any other city.
You know what I did maybe 2 weeks ago? I rock climbed.
You rock where? At
Mass Ave Boulder.
That
North Mass
place
Boulder.
Is popping.
It is popping. You did it?
I don't rock climb anymore.
When did you?
For health weight issues, actually. I'm getting heavier as I get older.
Yeah, a lot of us are.
So I'm like, when I go to rock climb, I'm like, man, this is actually too tough.
Yeah, well, you should try it.
But I went there for the coffee.
They have a lot going on.
They got yoga going on there.
They got yoga. They got a gym. They have co-op space.
Man.
They got showers.
Showers?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's nice.
I think they have a DJ set up.
Really?
Yeah.
For any random DJs or just any DJ?
No, not like they don't have like a DJ space like where you just go in and DJ.
I mean, that needs to happen in Indianapolis right there.
Yeah, we need like a DJ spot. Like where you just go. 10 DJs playing at one time.
Can you imagine? Hey y'all, we're gonna have a DJ party.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Bring your favorite tracks, bring your favorite records,
and just play them.
Yeah, and people will get better.
They will,
because there's some bad DJs out there.
When you got here to Indianapolis, how did you jump on the scene?
Man, very slowly.
Yeah, because did you know anybody in Indy?
Not like I do now.
Damn.
I just knew a couple people. And then I was actually working at this place called Polaris Laboratories, and this guy, Neil, was like, hey, Thad, here's some open mics. And he printed out this whole list, because I've been talking about doing comedy, but I wasn't doing it.
Yep.
And I went to my first open mic at the Mousetrap when they had it back there.
Yeah, I remember the Mousetrap.
It was October 31st, 2016.
Oh, wow.
Halloween 2016. And it was like, all right, now I'm putting this mask on to be a comedian. And then it never changed. And then I started doing some open mics and really testing out some jokes, and I started getting better, and then people started booking me on shows, and then I got really passionate about that, and then there was no turning back after that.
When did you meet Dyke?
When I met Dyke, I met him probably a year or 6 months into doing comedy, and so he came up to me and he was just talking about, hey, I really like your stuff, blah, blah, blah. And I felt like he was just like, oh, like a fanboy.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, cool, dude. And he's like, yeah, like, here's my card. He was doing the Beast truck at the time.
Yeah.
He's like, here's my card. Here's this and that. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he started doing comedy, and he was funny, and like we just got along really well. Back in the day, actually, me and Dyke, we would, before we lived with each other, we would just buy each other beers because we were always down on our luck for money. It's like, so one of us would have money and the other person wouldn't. And so, hey, I'll beer you later. We would be at that open mic. I'll beer you later. Like, and I get a beer for him, and he would do that for me.
Yep.
And that's how we were just friends. Like, oh, this guy's cool.
Yep.
And so we ended up hanging out a couple times. He passed out. He passed out at his house, and I was there. It's like, I guess I'm just gonna sleep here on this couch. There's one couch in this whole house.
Yeah.
And so I was like, this guy's cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, he's like just laid back. If you know Dyke, like he's just a real laid back,
super chill.
Super chill.
Super chill.
Super chill. I feel like a humble warrior. He's very. I don't know. People don't see layers of all of us. You understand?
Yeah,
that's something I'm dealing with right now. Like, people just see you as this comedian or a funny guy or that. Yeah. But we actually all have layers to us.
Yep.
And
what I noticed from both of you guys is you guys have a lot of depth. I mean, like, even just from my experience with you guys, like when you guys talk about, when I'm on your show, you guys talk about the things that sometimes I get into deep conversations. Yeah. And you guys bring that up on your platform with me. Yeah. And you don't have to do that. You know, so to me, that just shows a different layer of you guys to me.
Yeah. Like, I feel like it'd be interesting if there was a mic, like, off mic out of the podcast studio and just hearing our conversations.
Right.
Because he's taught me so much. Like, he's a little bit older than me, but like I feel like there's like a lot of wisdom just through his success and failures. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I'm really learning about that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he looks at me sometimes like, oh, Thad, you chasing girls. He'll give me good advice about that too. Yeah. You know? And it's nice to have someone like that in your corner. Got nothing bad to say about him. Love that guy. He's my brother. He's my cousin legally because we went on a TV show. And we were cousins. So legally, I guess I have to say we're cousins.
Yeah. Once you say it on TV, it's official.
It's official.
Yeah. So you guys are cousins.
Yeah.
So you guys actually met a long time ago.
Yeah, about 6 years ago or something like that.
Okay.
Whenever 2016 was.
What's you were just talking about it. What's dating life for you? Like
Dayton, Ohio.
As a comedian, you probably get
I thought you said Dayton.
No,
Ohio.
not dating.
I was like,
not dating Ohio life.
I don't know. I don't really
like dating. I know as a comedian, you get all the girls.
You think that?
Yeah.
You know what? That's
that is the coolest profession.
You think so?
Yep. It's like rock star status. A comedian?
I don't even know if that's really the case.
If you ask most girls, would they choose a guy that was cute or funny? Most girls are gonna pick cute. I mean, funny. They're gonna pick funny. Most girls.
I think on paper it sounds nice, but like I think with funny comes with trauma. With
you hiding a lot of shit.
Yeah, different problems. You know,
I think cute is hiding a lot of shit too, though.
You know what? I think I'm the best of both worlds, though. I'm cute and funny, and so that's where the triple threat comes. And
how do you handle all that power?
You know what? Like here's the thing. I grew up like not sheltered, but like I would date and then get out because I'm a perfectionist. You understand?
Oh.
And so like right now, like with dating like off of comedy, like I've definitely, I'm not gonna lie, I've definitely dated people that were like, oh yeah, I see you're a comedian, blah blah blah, and that was the hype. But like that's pretty shallow. Because again, like when people put you in the box of just the funny guy, like they're looking for the fame or the fun hangouts or whatever. I said fame. I'm not famous at all, but they're looking for the good time.
Famous for sure, and you're on your way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But I mean, with the dating, like it's very cautious, very carefully. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Are you looking to be in a relationship?
Yeah, right now I'm talking to someone right now.
Ooh, talking.
Just, you know, we talking with our lips, and that's a way that we're going forward.
Keep talking with your lips.
Yep, being very political about this. You're going to get me in trouble. I'm not going to talk about the other girls I'm talking to. I'm just like, no, that's not even true. I wish I could play like I was like a player or a pimp. I'm not. I'm just like myself. I feel like, I don't know, I just want something real. And like, and that gets in the way. Cause like, I'll like judge someone too. Like, especially with girls, I'll be like, are you going to fit this box? Are you going to be okay with me being out late at night? Are you going to be okay? Like, there's a lot that comes with a comedian and a brunch podcast that's doing really well. So like, I'm busy all the time. Yep. Like nonstop. So if you can figure out the hours to meet me, then I'll meet you. That's the sexiest thing. Yep. If you show interest in me and you're patient and you're willing to deal with like some of the bull crap, what I mean with like a lot of shows and just not be able to hang out on some weekends or come watch me, then you're going to be cool. Yeah. But I don't think every girl wants to get into all that because especially when they don't see you actually making it. I'm not at the level where I'm making tons of money from comedy. Yeah. And so, you know, when you get to Kevin Hart status, then that's when the girls start flocking. You have a lot more
leverage.
Yeah,
in that way. But I think that when it comes to relationships and when it comes to the world that you're in and the life that you live, it's easy to get in right away. And I think that once you find somebody and you like them, they start to want something different, even though they've accepted what it was in the beginning. Yeah. So it's hard for them to stick around, and it's hard for you to adjust because you're on the path. You know, so I think that when you're ready, you have to find somebody that is flexible with your life. They have to pretty much just be flexible.
I had to change my expectations too because I'm not gonna lie, I grew up around a lot of heathens. Like, you know, like we were just like they were trying to be players, and like I was in this group, and then I had to change my. It's not about just the big boobs and butts. Yeah. Like that's for real. Like, you know, for guys, and like I'm 35 now. Yeah. So I'm looking at it from a different perspective. Like, hey, I want a personality. I don't want a figure. I don't need a girl that just looks hot to stand beside me to make myself feel whole. That's not right. That's fake. That's movies, and when you search that, it's super empty. Yeah. So if I could connect with you, if you make me laugh, and I'm gonna chill with you after that. But like, it's not just about looks anymore for me. And like that really switched, like in my 30s, like a slow switch.
Oh, really?
But before, I think I was a lot more shallow, and I hate that. You know,
you were driven by the instant gratification.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, no, that makes plenty of sense. Because when you mature, different things become important to you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like being able to have a conversation is important to me. And, you know, like-minded people, that's important. Interests are important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a slippery slope. Like, I'm honestly scared of white girls sometimes too. No, I grew up in a white town.
You're not scared of white girls.
Okay, I'm not. But they like when you hear that. Hey, I'm just playing. No, I grew up in a white town, and so some of the white girls would like turn me down because their grandpa wasn't cool with a black dude. That was something I got often.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just an excuse. I feel like you could come up with something nicer to say. Like
lie?
Yeah, lie. Because like, I'm not into you. But like my grandpa would kill me, or my dad doesn't like black. I can't. Sorry, but like we could hang out. Like we could talk. I'm like, what?
Damn.
And so, and then in the cancel culture too, like being a comedian and putting yourself out there on social media, you don't want to get anything bad said about you,
right? Because
there could just be some girl that comes up and is like, hey, I want to hang out. And next thing you know, you guys are making out, doing something. She's like, oh, like this guy's a dick. Yeah. And then you're like, wait. So that like puts a bad name. So I'm very cautious who I let in my circle.
Yeah. That's
you have to be.
That's crazy because, the fangirls can be a problem.
You have fangirls?
Nope.
All right.
He said nope. All right, cool. Let's move on.
I mean,
I never have fans.
That's a doggone lie. But here's the thing, because you do got to be careful.
You do.
You are a good-looking, tall man, and I'm sure people are sliding in your DMs, running after you, and you gotta hold.
No matter what you do, you're gonna do something wrong. No matter what, because no matter what you say, no matter what you don't say, somebody can turn anything into what they want.
Sure.
Yeah. When you're out there,
tread lightly.
When you're writing, and what I want to know is, what is your process when you're coming up with like your set?
So right now, lately, I've been like just watching comedy.
Yeah.
And when I watch comedy, I'm not like taking off from what they're saying, but like something about being in the comedy room, and especially live comedy, you think of something and you're like, oh, the audience would love this.
Yep.
What if I said that? What reaction would they do? So I just write it down real quick on my phone. And like, if you know anything about being creative, if idea will come in your head and then it will leave. Like the idea comes for like maybe 10 seconds.
Yep.
If you don't do anything with it, it's gone.
Yeah.
So
and you can search for that fucking thought and you will never get it.
Mm-hmm. I've sat on the couch and I'm like, wait, what was that thing?
You are absolutely
that was
right.
going to change the world.
Yeah, that's funny because like in the podcast world, I talk to people all the time. So if I know I'm interviewing somebody, if I have a question that I want to ask you, I have to put it in my phone right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'll be like, damn, what was I gonna ask him? It's like, I thought it was good. And I'll try to sit back and think. And I learned over the years that if I don't just go ahead and write that name and write that question, I'm gonna forget it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's like that. It's like that.
So when you have a funny thought, you just put it right in your phone?
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to. Or I'll forget it. Or I'll be like, oh, like sometimes I'll be like, that's so funny, I won't forget it. And I'll just be like lazy and I won't put it in my phone. I'm like, it's gone. It's gone the next morning. So you have to do that. I like writing on stage too. I love crowd work. Some people don't like hecklers, but I'm one of those comedians that like love playing with a crowd.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you're in my living room now. You're in my domain.
Yeah.
So we get to play around. If you make a noise or you say something kind of crazy, I'm gonna respond to that.
Yeah.
Because I have something to say.
Yeah.
And so I like writing on stage. I used to do for a while. I'd call it free falling. And Hannah Rochland and me would be at open mics and be like, "Do you have anything? Like, what are you going to work on?" Like, I'm just going to go up there and try to be funny. And it's a fight or fight mechanism. So I'm trying to get up there and be like, all right, the funny is already in me. I don't need to write it down. So if I could pull some funny out of this room somehow, I'm doing better. And there's a guy named Tim McLaughlin. He did like crowd work for a whole year in Indianapolis. And he's like one of the best crowd working people I've ever seen. Yeah. And I'm like, I want to be like that.
Have you ever seen Sean Latham?
Yeah, I've seen him once.
He's crowd work.
Oh, yeah.
He's a ton of crowd work. Like I saw Sean a couple times, and that dude's crowd work is phenomenal. Yeah. I don't think he has a set. The times that I saw him do it,
you've never seen
he just literally talks to people in the crowd and then he just goes off for like 30 minutes. Yeah. And I'm like, that shit is funny as hell too.
It's great. Yeah. It's great. I saw Chris Redd do that. He just like would take an idea and then improv with it for like a long time. But some people actually do not like crowd work. Some comedians are like, oh, that's cheating. That's too easy.
Oh, they don't like it like personally, like even if somebody else does it.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Because if you're a comedian and you get up and do crowd work, they're like, do your jokes. And I was like, yo, I'm kind of like, I'm not here to serve you. I'm here to be funny. That's where I'm at.
As an audience member, I like funny. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. But like some comedians would be like, that's cheating.
But I get the technique though. Yeah, there's a technique of writing jokes as well.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, you gotta do both. But like actually, right now there's a lot of people that are releasing crowd work specials. Wow, which I think I would like to do at one point.
That's dope.
I want to work my muscle. I'm not there yet, but I want to be able to be there.
Cool. Who are some people who influence you in comedy?
Like Michaels. He's a hard worker and he's always writing and we're always riffing. So I have to say him. In Indianapolis, Brenter Hune, he's always putting stuff out there. He has funny characters. Dave Chappelle was always great. Theo Vaughn right now is like he's on a fun run, just being himself.
Yeah, Theo Vaughn is something else, man.
Being silly.
I mean, the dude just comes up with some of the most weird shit that I've ever heard. Yeah. And he will say anything, which is dope to me because he's almost like he's almost in a Chappelle realm where he's just like, you can cancel me if you want. I really don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but he's just so lovable that people aren't really after that.
Right.
Yeah. Roy Scovel, Pete Holmes. I love his podcast.
Pete Holmes.
He just has a lot of deep stuff to say.
You like Bobby Lee?
Bobby Lee, he is a character. Yes, I love Bobby Lee. I actually first heard him on a Pete Holmes podcast. Oh, okay. And then he pulled me away from the Pete Holmes podcast because I'm like, dude, I got to hear what this dude is saying. He's crazy, like, off the wall.
He's so funny.
So funny, realistically himself. Now, he did just lie about something crazy. Like he had a story that kind of pulled me in. I was like, this is weird. Yeah. It was talking about, and I don't know if I should repeat it, but he said he messed around with someone that had mental disabilities when he was a kid for candy. And that was been like, it's a crazy story.
But it's a lie?
Been telling it for years. And then he just came out just recently and said, hey, I've been lying. And I've never got that. As a comedian, I don't really like lying and making up stories. Yeah. But like,
so you don't think comedians make up stories to get laughs?
Oh, they always do. So I like being more real though. Yeah. I want to pull from the realness because then at the end of the day, like people will ask me all the time, like, so were you really adopted? Like, do you think I just make that up just for a joke? Right. Like, I wish I did. Like, that would be a crazy thing to tell people at the end. Like, yeah, that was a lie. Yeah. I just did that to be famous. Yeah. People like lie about being at 9/11. Like, I was there at 9/11. Yeah. Like, they weren't.
People lie about being in the military.
What?
All the time.
What?
Yeah.
Were you in the military?
No.
I was.
You were?
No.
You just lied for a second?
Yeah, it's fun actually to lie. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to be a lying comedian. I do lie a lot. Actually, I do lie a lot. Here's the thing. I will tell jokes like people think I'm like being serious.
Yeah.
But I'm usually being facetious. There's a difference between lying and being facetious.
Right.
But sometimes people can't pick up my dryness.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, like he really did like blow up a building. And like I was like, oh, I was just playing. I didn't blow up no building. Y'all
like, oh, you're a liar.
Yeah. Like he lied to me. Like I thought you knew I was joking.
Right.
I wasn't the Boston City bomber. I was just kidding about that. And they'd be like, why would you kid about that? I'm like, I don't know. Actually, that's kind of sick. And you probably talk to a therapist about that. But yeah, I mean, I like to be facetious. Like I think it's fun. Like I'm a different character on Harder Brunch sometimes. I'll just
really
because I try to pull the funny out. Like when we're interviewing people and we're like talking, I just want to like pull out something funny or say something wild, and see what you're gonna do with it. Yeah, you know, it's like jazz. Like I'm gonna throw this note out there. If you could play off of it, we're gonna be cool.
Is that how jazz works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know if you know about jazz, but that's exactly how it works.
That is the basis of jazz.
Yeah,
just throwing notes out there, and then the other person works around it.
Or works around the notes.
I like it.
It's called a note thrower.
Okay.
Yeah, look it up.
You have a podcast about watching movies, right?
Yeah.
Do you still do that one?
I do in my heart.
You haven't done it.
I haven't done it in a while, but like it's still there.
But the basis of this podcast is that you don't watch movies. You don't watch enough cult favorites, right?
Yeah,
like cult classic movies. You do not watch them.
Yeah, name one movie. We'll see if I know it.
Menace to Society.
Nope.
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I actually have seen that one. That's a really good one. That's a good one.
Good. You've seen Boys in the Hood. You ain't seen Boys in the Hood?
See, sometimes it starts to hurt too, and that's why I started this podcast because I gotta see.
Have you seen Juice?
No.
Do you watch movies?
When you say movies,
like what? Okay, what is your favorite movie?
Oh, I don't have a favorite movie because I think I'm a cinephile. I'm a cinephile at heart, but like not really because I haven't seen all these classics. But like Dyke would make fun of me all the time because I'm like, oh,
have you seen Goodfellas?
Oh yeah, okay, yes,
okay.
And some of them like, oh, duh, I've seen that. But like, there's some movie like I should have seen Boys in the Hood.
Yes,
like I've been thinking about that movie all week. I'm like, I should watch that.
You should.
I tried to like turn on this movie the other night. What was that movie? I don't know. Not Big Fellas. That Bullet movie. Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Bullet?
Big Lebowski. I tried to watch Big Lebowski with some friends and do that on the podcast. I fell asleep.
On Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good one.
It was late.
Have you seen Life?
I fell asleep.
That's a long one, but
it's a long one.
It's a long one, but
someone's like, you gotta watch that.
That's my favorite movie.
To be fair, I had COVID
during it.
Yeah,
during the time you were trying to watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
but so that's why I did it. The podcast is called I Don't Know It. And I watch movies that are classics.
Yeah.
That I haven't seen before with friends, and if I could stay up, we do a podcast about it.
I like it.
But I mean, if you want to do a movie thing sometime, because I want to get groups of people and talk about movies. Like I love watching movies.
I'm a movie buff, so
I love it.
Yeah.
When my dad owned the storage unit, and one of my jobs was to clean the storage units out when they didn't pay.
Yeah.
We had to kick them out. And one time there was this big box of movies, like a whole box of movies. So I went through it, like the Black Snake Moan.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah. That was in there.
Man, that movie does not get enough credit.
Right?
That movie is so fucking
good.
Dope.
Who did that? Was that a Spike Lee?
No, it wasn't Spike Lee. I don't know who directed it, but it was a good movie.
Yeah.
Like just the premise of the movie and the character of Black Snake Moan.
Yeah.
And the girl.
Yeah.
Man.
It was
Justin Timberlake
so
is in
good.
that, right? Or no. Is it Justin Timberlake?
He might be. I don't remember him. Was it? No.
It's Justin Timberlake, right? Yeah. He's the boyfriend.
He's such a good actor.
I like him.
Yeah.
He was good in that movie with, it was a movie in the Orange County where they killed the kid.
That one movie that he did, and they killed the kid, the gang killed the kid. I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember watching that. That same day I watched Stranger Than Fiction, which is one of my favorite movies.
I like Stranger Than Fiction.
And then I watched that one, and
what's the name of that movie?
I threw the remote. Because at the end, you don't think they're going to kill the kid. Like,
and they kill the kid.
They kill the kid. Something dogs. Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog. Ah, great movie.
I threw the remote.
True story.
I cried and threw the remote.
Fucking crazy.
I was not ready for that. I was in high school.
Ben Foster. You know who that is? That's the white dude that took a shit in that dude's house in that movie. He was crazy. He fucking drop kicked a black chick in a party.
It's been so long.
Oh, that movie's so dope.
I'd watch it again. I don't know if I watch it again. I was super sad at the end.
Yeah, because that kid didn't deserve to die.
Yeah,
but it's a true story. I don't think they would.
Yeah,
somebody wrote that, they wouldn't have killed him. But you can't not kill him if he really died.
I've always wanted to write a story where like it just ends the worst way, where everybody's pissed off.
Oh shit!
And it's kind of funny. Like maybe like 6 months after, like they didn't need to do that, but I guess that is funny. They killed all the main characters. The main character turned into a drug addict.
That's terrible.
Yeah, or something like that. Half Baked was in that box.
Half Baked was great.
Yeah. Well, do you think Half Baked was great, or was it just like a cult classic?
It's a cult classic. It's not a great movie, no. But there are a lot of movies that aren't great that are easy to watch, if that makes sense.
I used to watch Zoolander on repeat.
Yeah, terrible movie, but great movie.
Yes,
yeah.
Great movie.
Not
Ben Affleck.
That's
Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller,
He's one of my favorites.
Owen Wilson
and Ben Stiller. They were like a nice comedy duo for a while.
Yep.
So, I mean, I could talk about movies all the time. I want to be in a movie. I want to shoot a movie here in Indy.
Let's do it.
Called Podcast.
Oh, like a documentary or a movie?
A movie.
Okay.
About some podcasters.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to do a TV show about podcasters because I think that'd be funny. Because each week you would have a different guest, and it'd be about the podcast getting like ready for this guest, and then figuring it out. Something happens.
Yeah.
There's a resolve. Bada bing, bada boom. I should probably not say all my ideas on podcasts.
Pilot.
Yeah. Don't steal that, anybody. Mm-hmm. And if you do, give me the money.
Yep. You do a lot of shows and you do a lot of hosting. Do you remember? I don't know if you were there. There was a time I was at Gallery Pastry Bar, and I think Hannah was a headliner. This night, and there was a guy who played a guitar. He played music on a guitar.
Yeah, John.
John.
Yeah,
and he was playing music. And then I'm sitting there. I'm like kind of close to where he's performing, and this guy comes up on the stage, and he's just like, "Hey, man, do you know how to play Tennessee whiskey?" Like this guy is telling a joke. Like he's a musician.
Oh yeah,
joke. He's a musician. You were I think there. You were on that card. Yeah, you were on that. And the dude's like, he's like, "Hey man, can you play Tennessee whiskey?" And the dude's looking at him like, what?
It's not that type of show.
He's like, "No, I'm doing comedy." And he was like, "Yeah, but can you play Tennessee whiskey?" and then the dude's friend came, pulled him away, and then these two start to like fight, about to fight, and they went away. I say that to say, what would you have done if you were this cat playing the guitar and the dude starts to kind of get crazy, a la Will Smith type shit? You know what I mean? Like
two different things. Yeah, I will say, getting slapped by Chris Rock and having a drunk heckler ask you to play Tennessee whiskey.
Not the same.
The two different things. I want to address the one, but I think with the guitar it's hard too because when you're in the middle, you gotta like keep strumming and like there's chords and there's timing with a guitar that's like different than comedic timing. Yeah. So actually, I remember I heard about that. I left that show because I had another show. I had to leave, and then people told me about it. Yeah. So I didn't get to see the whole debacle. But I would say you just have to address it. and just be like, hey, like this isn't that type of show, and then move on.
Okay.
If you're weak with it, and
the
you comedian
don't have control, did a good job.
Did he?
And I think his fear helped him. Because he like froze. He didn't really do anything.
And so people came to his aid.
And I'm sitting there like, I'm gonna have to beat this dude's ass.
Yeah.
like literally I'm sitting there like about to just jump up, but then his friend and him get into it and his friend pulls him away. And I'm just like, I'm looking around like we didn't know if that was part of the show at first. It really looked the way that the guy was like, oh, I'm doing comedy. And the guy was like confused as hell, asking him, "Can you play Tennessee whiskey?"
Yeah, I never want the audience to have to save me. If I feel like the audience has to save me, I'm not doing my job. Especially in a club where the booker is watching.
Yeah,
I want to have complete control in some type of way.
Yeah.
Now I could have some chaos because I'm used to chaos.
Yeah.
But I can control that chaos.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know what you do with that, especially with guitar. I'm not a guitar comedian.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll pick it up and do it like once, but like sometimes, playing guitar and doing jokes can lean on the corny side if you're not careful.
Yeah, you gotta know your
really
crowd.
good.
Yeah, your crowd got to be into that.
Like there's some comedians that like to mess with puppets. You're not gonna see me be a puppet comedian unless something really bad happens to my face.
Yeah.
And then if that happens, then I'm bringing out a puppet.
You can address.
It's going to be the best looking puppet ever. I want to get ladies from that puppet. You understand what I'm saying? Like, ooh, your puppet looks real good. And then my face comes up like, you only going to see the puppet for the rest of the night. I hope you like puppets like that. And then go back under the table.
You're like, yeah, it's all puppet.
Could you imagine?
I want you to do a puppet show.
I mean, did you know we did one for Harder Brunch?
No.
Zach made these really racist puppets. They were black with red noses.
Oh my god!
Yeah, they looked like what are those mammies?
Yeah,
they look like mammy puppets.
They're called not mammy,
minstrel.
Yeah,
it was bad.
Oh man,
they look really bad. They're in the corner of our podcast studio, and people will be like touching them, and we're like, "Don't touch those puppets; they're racist." And for some reason, one of the socks is stale.
Oh,
like you pick it up and it doesn't move.
Damn,
I feel uncomfortable with it. Shit. Actually, Dyke, if you're listening to this, let's get rid of those puppets. Let's get new puppets. I don't want stale sock puppets.
It's time to get rid of the puppets.
Yeah, but like, I mean, if someone would like to make a real like puppet of me and Dyke for Harder Brunch, we could do something like that.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Once we get old.
Yep. What about? Tell me about the Will Smith thing though. As a comedian, because that's a big in the comedy world, right?
First, you're a very smart guy.
Yeah.
I want to know what you thought about the whole situation. We might have talked about it a little bit.
You know what?
It's past.
So we talked about it, but we never talked about it on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we never discussed it.
I didn't know if you were on for the Drunk Dial or Harder Brunch.
So I think we talked about it on After Brunch when I was there one time, but we didn't record it.
Okay,
we took a break.
Yeah.
And I think we talked about it for a long time. I think as well too. But
so now the special's out with Chris Rock. You saw it? Did you see it?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think?
I thought it wasn't his best special, but I think that it's worth watching for the end. And I think that. For me personally, he got back at Will and Jada, but it was cringe. It was cringy for me because it was almost like he went too far.
Oh, you think he like it's? Are you? For me, I felt like he was still hurt.
Yes, it was almost like to me he was just like he was like lashing out and mad, but like saying like this is me getting back at you. Like that was his jab because he can't fight Will Smith.
No, and he said that.
Right. He knows he'll get his ass whooped. But I thought that it was kind of cringeworthy.
Yeah, it was.
But Will he can't defend that. You know what I mean? Like to me, Chris Rock did what Will Smith did to him in the comedy sense.
Yeah.
So to me, it was lame.
Yeah, I see that. It was interesting. He said something that like really kind of stuck with me. He's like, it was the last thing he said because my mama taught me black people should not fight in front of white people. And I was like, I sat on that for a while. I was like, that's actually really good wisdom. Because white people could put us, again, in the box. And not all white people, but like you understand when I say white people.
Yes, the system.
Yeah, the system could put us in the box. And so I thought about that for a while, but you just made $1 million talking about it, and this is kind of like fighting in front of white people too. So I was like, you know what would have been really good is to see them shake up and be like, you know what, I understand, given forgiveness. You know what, you're under a lot of pressure, Will Smith. I get it. I felt really disrespected. Yeah, but I love you as a human being, as a brother, and then. Yeah, that would have been the biggest thing he could have done. That could have been the biggest thing. Like, man, I respect that. Yep. But like, also, I mean, I can't blame him on the other side because he's going to be making a lot of money off of this Will Smith stuff for a long time. Yeah, true. It could be in his rider. Hey, I will not talk about Will Smith unless you pay me $5,000 extra or whatever. Right. So,
I mean, I look at it at like there's so many ways to see it. I mean, I think that Will Smith messed up in a way that he could never live that down because he actually slapped the wrong comedian. Yeah. You understand? Like, he could have slapped somebody that didn't have the power to be funny against it.
That's crazy, though.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would hate if he slapped anybody, though.
He could have... I know. I would hate if he slapped anybody.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the weight of that slap was crazy because Will Smith is Will Smith. And to me, he slapped the Will Smith of comedy. Mm-hmm. So they both had this weight that they could have just pushed on each other.
Yeah, it's almost like seeing your parents fight in a way. Like, you don't want to
like you don't want any of them to be wrong,
but you love both of them.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Right. Like, I didn't want to hate either of them, and I didn't like how either of them fought with each other. Yeah.
What I was really surprised about was the reaction with ladies too, with their husbands. Yeah, because that conversation came up. Hey, if someone says something bad about me, are you gonna go up there and slap them? Yeah, and that was a conversation. Like, I'm gonna slap anybody. Says, baby, I'll slap anybody. That was a thing for a while. Right. I'm like, why are we resorting to violence? Yeah, like I feel like for a while, America, I felt at one point might have had class in my brain. Maybe when I was growing up, I was like, oh, America's kind of classy, but not. Like, and then like I'm looking around, I'm like, I don't know if we have class. We just a bunch of followers, a bunch of sheep. Mm-hmm. Take that, America.
Take that.
Yeah.
Take that, America. Well, I mean, look, thinking about it like this.
People don't know how to have their own opinions anymore.
Well, it's easier to be given your opinion.
Yeah.
You know, like it's
because
easier
of
to
social
follow.
media?
Yeah, because they follow people, they listen to people, and they like how they think and they like how they operate. They don't listen to how they operate and take their own opinion and form their own from what they read and hear. They just listen to what they say and say, okay, I feel the same way. Yeah. And then repeat that. That's very simple and that's very ignorant because you don't have any knowledge. You're just listening to somebody that you follow or like or you respect, and then you just take that opinion and run with it.
Yeah. I think it was over for me. Do you remember when there was like this like a bunch of white kids at this Indian rally, or excuse me, a Native American rally? Yeah. Gosh, I just canceled myself. Can you cut that out? I would never say Indian for Native American. Can you cut that out?
I just canceled myself.
I just did it. Hey, you don't even need to ask me any more questions. I think I'm done. I know better, too. I went to school. I went to college.
I just canceled myself.
I literally just said Indians. I said Indians on a podcast. On the wax. I'm done. You know, I went to a school called Indian Springs.
Wait, can we give you a moment of silence for 3 seconds?
Yeah, is that how you uncancel yourself? Because I'm looking for answers right now. I'm scared. I love Indians and Native Americans.
Nah, you get us canceled, bro. Yeah, but I remember those white kids were yelling in this Native American's face.
And when you just saw the picture, it like infuriated you. Yeah. And then people are really quick just go, oh, this is bullshit. Yada, 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 yada. And you find out there was a whole different story. Yeah. And then that's when I was like, this whole news thing, I can't follow anything anymore because it got me. I was like, screw these kids.
Right.
And then I found out like the Indians were like, stop. Hey, see you later, y'all. I can't do it. I'm about to say, see you guys. You guys can find me at, I'm going to try to get in Skank Fest. Any place where you're allowed to say anything bad now. Gosh. I feel like I got to turn into a bigot now or something. just to be relevant.
You just don't know how to say Native American. That's all.
It's okay. We have a couple ciders, man. You should have been podcast. Y'all don't podcast after you have a cider. It's not good. I don't even like Ashtonelm. I'm a Upland beer guy. That's what was wrong.
That's
Upland doesn't make me racist.
No, yeah.
Ashtonelm is really good beer, but if you guys want to sponsor, it makes you say the wrong things. No, what was I saying?
You said something about Indians.
Dang it! I thought we were gonna. It's like, man, this podcast has a lot of bleeps in it. What was he saying? But like that, like, so there was everybody was going off about what the Native Americans were doing or what the white people were doing. And I was like, oh, there was so much nuance in that whole story.
Yeah.
And my whole point is there's nuance in every story.
They want clickbait. And they want, the media wants to create division no matter what. Mm-hmm. So they'll take the hot points of something and make it infuriate one side and not tell you the whole story. Yeah. And that's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
But it's our job to find out the whole story, though.
But how anymore?
You just cannot go with the first time you hear something and be mad at it.
But that's wisdom that a lot of people don't have.
No, they don't have it.
And that's why I have to stay off of like. Facebook's not even fun anymore. We remember when Facebook used to be fun?
It did.
You could say wild stuff on Facebook back in college.
Bro, you can't say nothing on Facebook no more.
Nothing. Like
literally, you can't say anything.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the melting pot of where people of different faiths, different religions, different backgrounds, different political parties are all there. So we're all just sitting there in the stadium, and then one person says something, and it's going to be taken 100 different ways.
Yeah.
You can't read tone through text, period.
Yeah, right.
When people try to fight over text, I'm like, that's the stupidest thing you could possibly do because, again, there's nuance and there's tone.
Yeah.
And you don't understand what I'm saying. So I just try to stay away from the drama.
Good. How do you do that?
You know, I try
you're always around. You're always out. You're always doing a podcast. You're always hosting some show. You're always somewhere. So how do you stay away from drama?
Be funny.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it.
Because like nothing's really that serious. Yeah. You understand? Like, I mean, I used to live in a third world country, and so I saw a lot more crazier stuff that was worth fighting over or caring about. Seeing little parts of imperialism take over, well, anything, and that's the stuff that gets me hot. You know, people usually make up after 6 months. Like, all right, that wasn't that big of a deal. People are okay to move on. So if people are fighting, you can find like the funny in it, and then just say it and say truth, and then back out. And then you're good. Like the Simpsons, just be like, shh. Yeah. But like, I just try to dodge it because I don't have time for that. I'm here to love people, like for real.
Yep.
Like, I know that sounds so corny, but love is the answer, right?
Yeah.
Love is the answer because you find more joy in that. You find more happiness in that. And like, I've had enemies here. I've had actually drama, you know? Yeah. But like what I try to honestly do is like if you have a problem, I'm gonna try to meet you halfway there and see like what's going on. How can I make this better? Or is this a me problem or is that a you problem? Mm-hmm. Because people will project their childhood trauma on you because they think, hey, you're in this category. You remind me of your dad. You remind me of my stepmom or my mom or whatever, you know? And I just have to back up and I'm like, there's so much nuance in this. Like, what's going on? And then I try to meet them halfway because, you know, even in I think it's The Art of War, he's like talking about turning the enemy into a friend. That's going to be the strongest friend you're going to have. Mm-hmm. And so it's not a keep your enemies closer thing for me because I don't want people that are going to stab me in the back. But I want to just know that I'm safe and like, hey, Can we agree to disagree?
Yeah.
Can we agree on something else? Because I'm sure we like the same thing. I'm sure we both like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
I'm sure we like some piece of toppings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's something that we could agree on. We're human. You know, we all need air. Most of us have blood. AI is coming out, so I think that's probably going to be a thing of the past. Blood. Just throwing that out there.
No more blood.
Yeah, AI. Yeah. But like that's what I'm saying. There's so many things to keep us common. I mean, in sync with each other.
What are your comedic goals?
You know, just to be the most famous person on earth, and like that's not
asking too much.
I'm not asking for too much. Just for a day.
Oh, a day?
No, I mean, my comedic goals right now, I feel like I'm doing them. I'm going to put this out there.
Okay.
I really want to get a JFL tryout. That's a Just for Laughs. You go to Montreal. I'm really working hard to do that. And, like, I'm not afraid to say that anymore. One time, I'm going to
what's a tryout mean? What's that mean?
Hannah Rushline just got this. She got a tryout for JFL.
Yep.
And so there's usually scouts around America, and then if they like you, if your name's being tossed around, you can get new faces for JFL. So that means you're a new up and rising comedian.
Yep.
And then if you get it, you get to go to Montreal and do your set. When you do your set at Montreal, there's a whole bunch of scouts from TV networks. I'm talking NBC through Fox, you name it, Hulu, and you could possibly get a TV show deal or whatnot. So that's kind of where I want to go. I would love to write to the point where like other executives think I'm funny and want me to write for them or act for them or do whatever.
Yep.
And so I'm not afraid to say that anymore because I know where I'm going. Before I was a lot sheepish about it because I didn't want people to step on my goals or be like, oh, you can't do that.
Or talk you down, yeah.
I remember I told one of my family members, I said, I want to do comedy. And then they're like, you'll never make it.
Wow.
That's what they said.
Damn.
I was like, that's my motivation now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to prove you wrong.
Yep.
And I'm not afraid anymore.
Why do you think that the people closest to you support you the least?
Because there's a saying, the prophet's never accepted in his hometown. And I think it's because they've seen the mess. They've seen where you failed. They've seen where you've got to.
So they don't believe.
They might know your past. If you know someone's past more and you put them in that box, they're always going to be that box until they prove you otherwise.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily their fault. Like, there's been friends that I'm not as close with anymore because I'm like, I'm going to choose comedy. I'm choosing this path.
Yep.
And it's like, they're thinking, are you better than us? Are you, like, oh, you think you're going to be Hollywood? Like, and it's scary for other people because people don't want to believe that high.
Yep.
If you have hunger to believe in yourself that way and have that faith to pursue your goal, people aren't going to see that. Only you can see that.
Yeah.
So it almost seems like you're manic for a little bit until you start proving them wrong, until you start getting shows, until you start getting paid. And so I think that's why. And it's also for your protection too. Like, oh, I don't want you to get hurt trying to do this, But people don't do that for college. Like, hey, I want to be a doctor. Oh, okay, go ahead and do that.
Right.
Hey, I want to pursue this business. People don't care about that because they see, oh, it makes sense to them because the money's there.
Right.
But when you do something that's like doesn't exist,
no, I think you said it best. It makes sense to them. But if something doesn't make sense to them, they don't support it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't. I mean, it's just weird to me. And to me, the people closest to you are the furthest away when you're trying to build. But they're the ones that expect the most when you make it.
Mm-hmm.
Is that crazy? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Man, I really don't know the answer to that. I mean, I don't know the answer to that. Do you have that problem?
No. I mean, I have a small circle.
That's smart.
Yeah, I have a small circle. So, when I build, it's in silence. I don't boast. So I'm not asking for too much. And I have a problem with needing other people, which I'm trying to graduate from. I'm trying to mature into knowing that I need more people to build what I'm trying to do. But to this point, I've tried to do everything on my own, with no support.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're saying this with 4 people in the room that are helping you out, that are just literally volunteers or possibly getting paid. I don't know about that statement, but
I lied.
Yeah, you can lie. It's okay.
I lied.
I'm here by myself doing this podcast on my own with no help. Yeah, how do y'all feel about that? You got a camera
How does
guy.
everyone here feel?
There's literally $50,000 of equipment right now. Someone's helping you. Okay? You're getting help. You got love. You got a lot of supporters. People love you.
That is very true. That is very true.
Someone actually told me, like, and I get that mindset, like, trying to do it on your own. Especially when I was doing comedy, I was a lone wolf.
Yeah.
I literally was a lone wolf on the scene. I'm like, hey, funny is my only currency. And this lady came and visited back in her hometown. Her name was Amanda. It doesn't matter. But she's like, Thad, I feel like you were trying to do this on your own. You don't have to do this on your own. And she inceptioned that thought in my mind. And I started, like, trying to be open to working with people.
Yep.
And then at that point, Dyke needed a roommate.
Damn.
And I was like, hey, let me get a spot and let me save that spot.
Yep.
And then I lived with him. I started seeing Harder Brunch kind of do its thing. It was very in the beginning stages. And I was like, I think I could work towards that.
Yep.
I think there's something about serving that really just lights you up.
Yep.
Lets those endorphins go.
Yep.
And I was like, I could put myself into this. And now I'm a part of, like, something crazy that's getting big past, like, I even expected or even dreamed for.
Yep.
Because I partnered with someone else.
Yep.
And there's a synergy in that when everybody has a common goal, then it makes you run harder. Now, I get recognized more for Harder Brunch than comedy. Which I gotta change.
Which I need to fix.
Yeah. I'll go out
but isn't that how it works sometime though? You use whatever platform that you can to do what you're passionate about. Harder Brunch was just a kind of a vehicle for you to be able to showcase who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you use that platform to become Thad McKee from Harder Brunch.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Like, you didn't know that Harder Brunch was going to be there.
Not like that.
No. But you are you on the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like I'm myself, but, like, also an extra character.
Okay.
I try to turn it up a notch because it's a TV show, right?
Yeah, you're right.
You know, but yeah, it is weird. Like, I'll go out now and people are like, oh, like, where do I know you from? Like, oh, you probably see my comedy, right? Like, no, that's not it.
No.
I was like,
Did I teach you?
Like, were you one of my students? Like, no, I didn't go to school. All right. Harder Brunch. I'm like, okay, thank you. All right. And I'm like, you don't watch it? Like, I'm on it.
That's
like,
hilarious.
People know Harder Brunch sometimes.
They do.
They don't know the faces because maybe they've just heard a voice. Maybe they just heard this voice.
Right.
Maybe they heard they know Slappy Pappy Wham Wham, but they don't know my face.
Right.
I don't care anymore. I'm just having fun because Indianapolis is the place to be. There's so many cool things happening. You just had Baby Got Brunch here, which I'm being able to host.
Yep.
There's crazy events like the meat cakes happening.
Yep.
There's so many things that are happening in Indianapolis that I'm like, you know what? I'm okay with not moving to New York right now.
Yep.
I'm okay with setting the empire here.
Yep.
I'm okay with finding people that want to do good things and synergize here in Indy.
Yep.
Keep Indy, baby.
Yep. I like I like our core group that we have, our network, that we support each other and that we do things, and whenever something's going on, we're always there for each other. And it's really dope because it only keeps getting bigger.
Yeah.
But just having each other in this city that a lot of us are not even from, but we're here and we use it to showcase our talents.
Yeah.
And Indianapolis is doing that. And I think the more that we help each other, support each other. We'll just build and create a nucleus of love and positivity and growth and success here in Indianapolis.
Yeah, and that's why you're a real one. I remember after a couple times hanging out, I was like, you know what, this guy's the real deal, and I love being able to partner with you. We're about to do some crazy things this summer, and it takes a village.
Yes,
to raise a dream
for sure. And I mean, whatever you guys got going on, I'm gonna be a part of it.
I remember when he said that. I was like that. Like I will never forget when he said that. We were outside on my porch. I was like, yeah, he's a real one. Yeah.
I mean, I just appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
we appreciate you.
Anytime I could be on Harder Brunch, After Brunch, Drunk Dial, the movie. What's the movie one called?
IDK it for I Don't Know It.
I don't know it, and I haven't been on that yet, but. We're going to do it.
Only
I'll pick the movie.
People have. You know what? I'm not going to lie, though. It got some great views. Like there was a big following for it.
Yeah.
And so people know about it. They're just like waiting for it to come back out.
Yeah. I mean, I like the platform. I like the fact that you haven't seen a lot of movies being who you are and being able to review them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll start it up. Which movie would you want to see if we do it?
Either Menace to Society or
you want to watch that?
Or Boys in the Hood. Or Boys in the Hood.
Ooh, yeah, because I used to only do comedy. I think I'm going to bring it back.
Oh, comedy? We could do comedy.
No, I think we could do classics.
Okay. So one of those two. Those are two of my top 10.
Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society.
It is
one of the two.
It is weird because it's like you're losing your virginity to the movies. Like when you watch, like, oh, I'm gonna watch this for the first time.
I'll be like looking at your reaction to certain scenes and not watching the movie because I've seen it so many times. So I just want to see how you react and what you feel about certain things.
I know a little bit about this. Do you just want to see me cry? Is that it?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I like to know when people will cry in movies.
I cried to Toy Story 3.
Toy Story?
Who didn't cry to Toy Story? Gwen's uncle said that. Like, who didn't cry to Toy Story 3?
I'm not a big crier though.
You're not?
I'm not. But
Name one movie you cried to.
Green Mile.
Which part?
I don't know, but I cried. I know I cried at Green Mile
when like he was getting taken away.
Yeah, I think when Coffee was going to get killed, I was like, that was like that was heavy.
Tough. That's a racist movie.
You know what else I cried? I cried on Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans makes you tear up.
Yep.
I want to say one that made me cry that you might not expect.
Yeah.
The Notebook. I cried so freaking hard where I had to pause. What do you know when there's a bad movie, you got to pause to cry? I was pausing to cry. I'm like, oh man, I forgot I was in love with her that much. I miss you. We should have been together. Your dad didn't want us to be together at all.
Oh shit.
Yeah, those were big tears.
I'm from the Kevin Samuels school of crying where he says, the only reason why you cry is you lose a close family member or you broke both of your arms.
Oh, come on.
That's the only reason why you cry.
That's the worst shit I've ever heard about life. That guy has a murderer. That guy's like he's eating people. That's a cannibal.
Bro, he said you gotta cry, you better go talk to a tree.
That's some bull crap. Screw this man. I don't like that. You're a psychopath.
Hey, man. Hey, masculinity has to stay alive. I believe masculinity has to stay alive.
What is that? I don't even know what that is anymore.
Exactly. I agree. But if it's gone, then nobody is masculine.
Yeah, real quick. Oh, and Time Traveler's Wife.
Time Traveler's Wife. I remember that. That was a good movie.
That got me hard. The first one.
That was a good movie.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that got me hard. Well, there's some scenes
I'm trying to think of another movie that made me cry. Because I only know two. Green Mile, Remember the Titans.
Buttercream Gang got me. That was the first movie that I cried to.
Every movie makes you cry.
I mean, not every movie.
Buttercream Gang, what the hell is that?
This is an old movie where this the group of kids, they're like a little bike gang and they do like good things for old people.
Oh.
And then like the leader moves away, and he gets in a Chicago gang. And he comes back and starts beating up on his old gang.
Oh, okay.
But they try to turn him with love, and they're like, we're just going to keep being nice to him.
Okay, so tell me this. This has to do with like what makes you cry about a movie. Because I'll tell you why I cry most of the time about movies. I cry when people do acts of kindness.
Mm-hmm.
I don't cry it's not always because something tragic happens. I cry because I see humans doing things that I'm not used to humans doing in a kind way.
Mm-hmm.
That moves me.
Yeah,
because I'm not used to that.
Yeah. When you
Are
see
you about to cry?
Yeah. No, when you see a big act of kindness, for sure. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I think How I Met Your Mother made me cry 3 different times. I don't know if you've seen that TV show.
No.
I
watch black TV shows.
How I Met Your Mother has a black person in it.
No.
The extra. He's one of the extras. I look for the extras. I'm like, hey, I see you, brother.
I'm really bad at sitcoms. Like, I watched Martin. I watched Wayans Brothers. I watched Jamie Foxx show.
Medea.
Huh?
Does Medea have a show?
No, I don't watch
Tyler Perry show.
I don't watch none of those. But I was bad about. I mean, not bad, but I watched like Family Matters and Cosby Show, Different World. I did not watch Friends.
No.
Seinfeld.
No. I'm just starting to watch
Office. I didn't watch that.
You didn't watch The Office?
I've seen it.
I've cried during The Office. Gosh. I didn't think I was going to open up like that. Can we just go back to the part where I said Indians too much? I don't want them to see the side of me. I don't want them to see me racist.
Emotional racist.
Indian in the cupboard made me cry. That was...
Indian in the cupboard.
Why is he in the cupboard? Get him out. Get him out of the cupboard.
Get the Indian out of the cupboard. He's a toy.
Oh, yeah, I guess I do cry. Man, I'm a bitch.
He's a crier.
I didn't realize I was a bitch until today.
Dang.
No, wait, did you mean masculinity has to stay? I want to hear that real quick.
I just believe that men have a role that we protect. And this take this how you will.
Yeah.
Me as a man, I am stronger than most women.
Physically?
Physically. But I think that...
I would disagree.
Than most women? You would disagree?
I think you're pretty weak. But keep
going. But I think that when it comes to a relationship, a family dynamic, I think that there are roles, and I think that when you have a physical dominance, then you are automatically the protector. And as the protector, you have roles. And I think that as a nurturer, you also have roles. And as a protector, I don't think that the emotional role is the same for a man and a woman. So when someone says, don't cry all the time, it's not because you shouldn't cry. It's just that you have to have this presence about yourself in that role as the protector. Like if I had a security guard that was crying all the time, I wouldn't have a security guard. He wouldn't be my security guard.
He'd be fired.
Correct.
Yeah.
If somebody was there to protect you as your bodyguard and you saw me turn around and he was crying all the time, you would fire him. And that's how it is in society to me. But if we take that away from men, then like what are we doing?
Yeah, there is something about there's something about masculinity like that I feel like got perverted by our society too, where it was related with violence. You understand what I'm saying? And like
yes,
and it's just like, man, I love football. I love football. I played football. I was a running back and I played defensive end. But like, but that just because I like football doesn't make me more manly. Just because I like watching people get CTE and heavy brain damage.
100%.
and possibly the future murdering their wife and children because of those concussions. That doesn't make me more manly. Now, I like that, but it doesn't make me more. No, I'm kidding. But it doesn't make me more manly. So, like, there's probably some really good books that we could dive in and honestly possibly go to therapy.
Yep.
And to find that what makes you tick.
Yeah.
I think adventure and being able to lead. I think women could do that as well. And
I don't think that there's a role that women can't play.
100%. Yeah.
I just think that if we take away masculinity from men,
period. Yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
That's how I think. When it comes to football, I think that I'm very progressive in how I think. Because I think that if something is causing a problem, then we need to change and we need to look at it. I don't think masculinity in itself is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I think that how we address it and how we approach it is kind of the problem.
How we approach it is the problem.
Yeah,
I like the way you say that.
I want equality, but I think the home dynamic and how we protect our household is individual. How was this? Did you enjoy coming here today?
Not really.
It was terrible.
It wasn't good.
You know what we should do? We should do a re-over. We should do it all over.
I would hope that
can we scrap this?
I mean, how many times I said Indians on this podcast? We need to for my career.
Just say it one more time.
At this point,
say it.
I went to Indian Springs. That was my middle school. It was called Indian Springs.
Damn.
And it was a bunch.
How many Native Americans were there?
It was a bunch of Native Americans jumping on trampolines. Yeah, that was. My phone goes off. My phone goes off when I say something too racist.
Said Native Americans jumping on trampoline.
Indian Springs. It was water. I'm
it
done.
Was water.
You know what? I feel like I need to go to a trip.
Do you want to say goodbye to your career?
Yeah. Hey, goodbye, y'all. It was so fun.
This is your farewell tour.
You can catch my Rodney Dangerfield on OnlyFans. I'm only gonna be on OnlyFans from now on because you gotta pay to see me say my stuff. No, but I mean, here's the thing. I forgot what we were talking about.
Well, I'm gonna ask you a last question.
What is success?
Yeah, you know the question.
Yeah, I listen to your podcast. I'm a fan.
I am also a fan, by the way.
Thank you. Of your podcast?
I'm a fan of my podcast, but I'm also just a fan of you. I'm a fan of all that you do.
I appreciate it.
And I'm a friend. I consider myself a family member.
Yes. Yeah. It's part of the family. Here's where we're at with success. This is what I actually think success is enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
Period.
Damn.
Because if you could figure out a way to enjoy your own journey and know where you're going, that's success.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay not to know where you're going, but enjoy the journey because you know you're going somewhere.
Yep.
Success for me is when I wake up in the morning and have to take a pee and I get all the urine in the toilet bowl.
Ooh.
I enjoy the walk to the toilet. I enjoy the pee. But when I look down and there's nothing on the ground, I'm like, I hit bullseye the whole time, whole stream.
Success.
Wow. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's deep.
That is super
There's
deep.
layers to what I just said.
Super deep.
I'm not talking about urine.
That means that you don't go to the toilet erect ever.
Oh, I do.
You can't get it all in then.
That's not success then. I'm not saying I don't ever fail. Like, I would say 90% of the time it's on the floor.
Hey, if you wake up in the morning and you have an erection,
yeah,
you better sit down.
Man, but
you better sit down and hold that thing in there.
I don't like peeing sitting down with an erection. There's no.
How do you pee standing up with an erection?
You could. It's not success, is what I'm trying to say.
It's not success.
Because
you will not be successful. I'll tell you that.
This is at the very end. I'll just say this, but like, you don't like your parts touching the toilet bowl or
no,
or the water or the
no
or the
no.
Yeah,
I
that's very difficult.
You know what I don't like? I don't like it
this.
on the floor the most. I don't like to get it on the floor.
Yeah, I don't like to get on the floor, but
if you stand up,
you just gotta bend your knees a little bit more. You're tall.
I got a good joke though.
Yeah,
I got a good joke.
I'm shorter though. Like, I don't have that much of a range to.
Yeah. I'm higher up.
I'm guessing your penis is higher than mine.
You're right.
When you're standing up. And
you want to hear my joke, though?
I do.
Okay.
I just wanted to be politically correct. Go ahead.
Did you call me an Indian?
They don't pee standing up. I'm just make some racist thing. These. Okay. And when I say Indians now, from like this whole time, I've been talking about India.
Yeah. Okay. So they're Indian.
They squat. Yeah. Actually.
Okay.
Have you ever been to India real quick? I want to hear your joke.
I have not.
But there's my friend went to India, and like there's certain toilets that they use in India, and like you have to squat over like a kind of hole.
Seen them. I've seen that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a joke. So
yes.
I knew these twins. They were like in their 80s. There's these two little twins. They were funny as hell. And one of them came to me and he asked me, he said, Stretch, do you take Viagra? And I said, nah, I don't really need Viagra, Joe. His name was Joe. And he goes, I take Viagra every morning. And I was like, really? And I said, why do you take Viagra, Joe? And Joe goes, I take Viagra every morning so I don't pee on my feet.
Oh.
That is hilarious.
What do you do with the other 30 minutes?
I like it.
He said he takes
it.
Viagra so he doesn't pee on his feet.
I really like that. We're both canceled now. Because I was feeling like alone. And I was like, man, I'm not going to have anybody.
Go ahead and cancel me, brother.
And wait, in this joke, he had a smaller member, correct? Is that why?
Well, no, because I guess old people don't get hard.
And so
when you're hard, you don't like
pee on your feet. But if he's not hard, he pees on his feet?
Yeah, because he's just pointing down at his feet.
Does he have hands? In this joke? I'm lost.
In this joke.
I'm lost. I don't know why he's peeing on his feet. I don't think that's a thing. I've never peed on my feet unerect.
I've never peed on my feet either. But I got the joke.
If I got a jellyfish sting, I would pee on my feet.
Do you ever pee in the shower?
Yes, I have.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
Yes. I pee in the shower frequently.
Mm-hmm.
But if you pee on your feet, it kills germs and shit too. That's
how you get athlete's foot, brother.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
Oh.
Because I used to play football. We'd pee in the showers, and then I'd have athlete's foot. I had scientifically studied this and proved it myself.
Is it true that if you fart on the pillow, you get pink eye?
I think the poop particles getting in your eyes give you pink eye.
Okay.
Anytime you see anybody with pink eye, they did something.
They did something with the booty hole. Mm-hmm.
I'm shaking my head for podcast listeners.
Yeah. Well, Thaddeus J. McKee, can I get a slappy pappy wah wah?
Slap it, pappy, wah, wah. Absolutely. Thank you for having me here. This is. Did you have fun?
Of course. When do we not have fun?
That's true. Cheers to that. Is that Irish?
No, this is
Irish whiskey or Irish coffee?
This is some Indiana juice.
Mm-hmm. Can I say something about John?
Yeah.
I had your partner John on the episode.
Yep.
He did he did a great job. We had a lot of fun.
Yep.
He has to come back.
There, he's right there. You can ask him.
I would never say that to his face.
I want to take a second to thank everybody in attendance here and thank everybody for listening. I want to thank Thad for coming out. Please tell everybody your social media accounts. You can tell all of them if you want.
You can follow me at Thad McKee. I'd really appreciate that. If you follow me at Thad McKee, that's on all over social media, mainly Instagram and Twitter. That'd be great. Follow me, create another account, and follow me with that account, and then I'll be closer to my goal.
Yeah, I like that. What about Harder Brunch?
Nah. Harder Brunch, I mean, you can find it. Harder Brunch is everywhere.
We are twins today, by the way.
We are twins.
If you're listening, you can't beat the visual. You really can't.
Yeah. Listen, go back and watch.
Go to YouTube and look at it because
there's things that happen that you can only see.
Yeah, you can't do it without watching it. But also, go to followdmoney.com. You can do all kind of things. It's a fun website. You know, it's so interactive and so many things, and the visuals are incredible.
Yeah.
We did so many crazy things on that website. Wow.
I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna go to that website. I have never gone.
Hey, you might not ever come back.
Oh, really?
Like once you go in, yeah. You can it's just like you just go.
And real quick, this is unrelated to the podcast, but what is your Native American reach on this podcast? what's the reach?
I think we're big in South Dakota.
Oh,
I think we're pretty huge in South Dakota, which there are a lot of reservations there. So,
have you been to one?
I went to school in South Dakota.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, so you may die. You may get scalped.
I'm probably going to start a new social media page after this. But for real, follow Harder Brunch. Harder Brunch really is doing big things. We got pop-ups all over the place. If you miss it, you're missing out.
Hey, I got a question.
Yes.
This is the last one.
No, it's fine.
Can I be a judge again next year?
You're supposed to get Ashley up there, and you couldn't use your voice to get her a higher vote.
I failed.
Actually,
I failed.
You failed. We wanted Ashley to have do much better.
She did great.
We all agree she did something really creative, and
she
was
did
really
great.
the underdog, and I want her to come back.
I know she will.
I hope she does.
Just knowing the person that she is, she'll come back no matter what. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you only gave 2 awards. You know what I mean? You gave the People's Choice, and then you gave the Judge's Choice.
Do you think we should do a third place though? Who wants third place?
It's not a third place. You can do so the People's Choice is not second place.
It's first People's Choice.
It's first People's Choice, and then you do Judge's Choices. So then you do like another. You got to brainstorm of thinking another category, but there's no way. And I've said it on your podcast, on mine, that I thought that Ashley won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that given the criteria, maybe the other judges were correct in their choice because one.
Well, we're going to be a lot looser next year about the meat because we went too hard on the meat.
Yeah.
So we got to kind of scale it back. So we're talking about that in meetings.
Okay. And so.
Right. Because I see what happened there. But there was a wise poet that said, "What does it take to be number 1? 2 is not a winner, but 3, my friend. 3 no one remembers." And I think that was Sir Nelly.
Sir Nelly of St. Louis.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we have another third.
St. Louis ticks.
But if we've come up with another category, you can help us with that. And yes, I'd love for you to be the judge. You need to be.
Please, I just want to be a judge every time, man, bro. I want to be the not chef judge.
I knew that question was happening.
Did you?
Yeah, you asked Dyke to be a judge there.
Yeah, I did.
You bring people on the podcast, and then and there's always an ask at the very end. And I'm like, what's he going to ask? And then I was surprised it was only going to be, it's only the judge. So the same thing that you got. So sure, you got it.
I'll see y'all next year at the Meat Cake Invitational. Yay! I'd like to thank everybody for listening. Thanks Thad for coming. I love you, man.
Love you.
And we always gonna work together. This summer we got some big stuff.
Yes.
We will be talking about that soon. And thanks for listening. Go to followdmoney.com. Follow Harder Brunch, Thad McKee. And I'll see you guys next week. Boom.
Woo! So have a wham wham.